So as far as the Patriot movement, and that's what LWN is, we are part of many patriots out there searching for the truth and delivering the news like it should be delivered. All right. Good evening. Welcome, America. Welcome back to LWN. Listen, I'm excited for the fireworks tonight when it comes to Donald Trump. But I'm watching the numbers climb on Rumble right now for Right Side Broadcasting, and they're like skyrocketing right now. And if you guys remember, a lot of times Rumble has, Right Side Broadcasting has problems when their system gets overloaded. So I just want to tell you guys that may happen tonight. There are going to be so many millions and millions of people watching tonight that the system could get overloaded. Right now it's skipping. It's horrible, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to forewarn you that now. To everybody watching us on LWN Reloaded and Channel 5, welcome tonight. I see some names in there. And listen, as long as you're respectful to me, to any of my callers, as long as you're just not being an a-hole, I'll just put it out there. You're welcome here. I'm not going to instruct my mods to kick anybody out. As long as you're a respectful person, the minute you cross that, hey, see you later. All we're here for is to listen to Trump's response in his arraignment today, talk about it, have a good time doing it. And if we can't play Rumble, then what I'll probably have to do is just shut this baby down and see if we can't watch it. If you guys can tell me in the chat, anybody who's on Rumble right now watching RSVBN, are you having the same issue that I'm having right now, which is glitching and skipping? Let me know, please, in the comments. If that's the case, it just may be what they have to offer us tonight. If it's only me, then I'll probably just shut this thing down so I can listen to Trump speak tonight, and then maybe I'll fire it back up after I'm done. I don't know. I'm just kind of giving you guys a head. We got 10 minutes before he speaks. This is definitely an issue that they've had in the past, and maybe it's not an issue now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Here's something else. Their server crashed today on their website. It's skyrocketing, 78,000, 79,000. It's just climbing like crazy right now. Their website crashed today. Also, they were taken down by YouTube today for censorship on videos. You think Fox might show it too? Okay, well, I'll search for it. I'll see if I can find a better version of this. But right now it's skipping a little bit. And it's not real good quality. And I know you guys want to hear and see President Trump. They're now at almost 80,000 and climbing. So yes, and Rumble, it's acting right either. I just left there. So some of you are having the same issues that I'm having. And I think what it is their servers just can't handle the load that they're going to get tonight. This is going to be one of the most watched presidential. It's not really a speech. It's just more of a response into what the arraignment was today. He's going to give his side of the story, and everybody wants to watch it. Yes, Tucker on Fox now said he will show it. So if I have to grab someone else, please be patient with me tonight, folks. I'm really trying hard to bring this to you. I was going to try to do some live call-ins before the show or before he started talking. I don't think I'm going to get to that, at least at the beginning. So maybe we'll do some live call-ins at the end of the show and get your guys' comments. If you guys support Trump, don't support Trump, whatever your stance is. But it's just really skipping real bad right now. It's just horrible. If you guys can give me any confirmation that Tucker is putting it on tonight, I'll try to jump over and grab. I bet YouTube has the servers to handle this kind of volume, but Rumble and Right Side Broadcasting, they don't. It's they better start investing some money, right? So anyway, welcome to the show tonight. If you guys missed earlier today, this is what happened. Trump came in and he was arraigned. They did not mugshot him. They did not arrest him. They didn't slap the handcuffs on him. Basically, what they did was they did fingerprint him. I really think that Braggs has really stepped in it. I think he's made a critical error, just like in the impeachments. Why do I say that? Because there's no real new evidence. His predecessor said there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute Trump. There's other legal experts out there that have also said not enough evidence to prosecute Trump. So this is 100% a political move. This is a witch hunt, and we're going to see where it goes from here. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Everybody is entitled to, whatever theories you want to believe. Hey, this is where I stand. I'm standing in reality. Okay. I know some people think if he wore something, didn't wear something, that's a calm. The color of his hair is a calm. The time it came on is a calm. It's always a calm. I'm going to tell you where I stand. I stand in reality. This is nothing less than them weaponizing a law enforcement agency, meaning the AG out of New York, out of Manhattan, to go after a political opponent. That's what I believe. That's where I stand in this. You guys can believe whatever theories, whatever conspiracies you choose to think, you choose to believe. That's fine with me. But I have to stay in reality, because we are T-minus, I think 19 months, T-minus 19 months before November of 2024. That's critical. We're getting almost to critical mass. We'll be critical mass here in another, 8 months. That's important in our election process. So that's where my feet are grounded, is in the reality of that and what's really going on today. The current administration getting ready to give the Ukraine another $2.1 billion with a B. $2.1 billion. So that's important too. Let me fuss around here real quick and see if I can't find a better platform while I got the time. Because like I said, Rumble for some reason is just skipping really, really bad. But hey, do me a favor. If you guys are new to LWN, or maybe you haven't been here for a while, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for us, and share this out on all the platforms. Would you? That would be great. Fox News remarks from Mar-a-Lago. Okay, here's one right here. We'll see. It could just be my system. I was really pushing the internet today, and now that everybody's getting off of work and they're all using the internet, it's probably just me. I might have to just bow out and watch it and then come back on after. Okay, this one seems to be working a whole lot better. So again, it's a Rumble thing for me. So let me share screen. I'm going to mute it for the moment, but here is, without further ado, here is Mar-a-Lago. So this is Fox News. Like I said, I'll just mute it for now, and then we'll go from there. We'll see if I'll turn my camera off. That way, maybe that'll help that'll help as well. So camera's off. Everything looks good. Let me. The Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire. What an appropriate song to play, huh? So a lot of the other outlets for today, they were saying how pissed off Trump was today. Like I told you guys when he came out of the courthouse and made his little quick left hand turn there, everyone is airing it. This is what they told us to do. They said, put this out there, air it to everyone in the world. So if you guys want to help this mission, please hit that like button, smash the like button. Hey, if you're on Channel 5, hop over on LWN Reloaded and hit the like button over there. If you're on LWN Reloaded, hop over to Channel 5, hit the like button there, share, 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 share. If you're on Rumble, thank you for joining us this evening. Please hit that Rumble button. We had some of the highest Rumble counts earlier today, and share this out on your social platform if you're on Rumble. Hey, if you're watching this on Twitter and Twitch, thanks for joining us this evening. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this out. Let's help Trump. So here's some numbers if you guys didn't know this. Since Trump got indicted, they have raised over $8 million for his campaign. Here's something else. Just since 3 p.m. today, since he was arraigned, they've raised over $2 million for the Trump campaign. So there's somewhere between $10 and $12 million that they have raised just since he got indicted. Okay? That is an amazing, amazing number. Here's something else that I want you guys to be clear of. When I say that I am standing firm in reality, I'm not going to dive off in all the conspiracy theories and the calms and all that stuff. Every broadcaster out there has been saying, like I've been saying all along, Trump did announce here in Mar-a-Lago that he was running for president of the United States in 2024. I know a lot of people said there was comms and he didn't put a date. That means he's still president. I'm telling you right now, he is not president. Joe Biden is president, but he is going to run for 2024. So again, you're welcome to choose and believe whatever you want to believe, whatever conspiracy theory, whatever anything you want to believe, that's fine. I'm just telling you where I stand. I'm telling you, everyone is out there putting it out that he did announce, just like I thought he did, that he was running for president in 2024. So why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because this is nothing less than, again, weaponizing a law enforcement group to go after your political opponent and try to destroy them so he can't run in 2024, or to scare him not to run in 2024, which we all know Donald Trump is not afraid of any of these people. So, take it for what it's worth. Again, you're welcome here as long as you are respectful, as long as you're not here to cause trouble. I'm not gonna ask any of my mods to delete, block, or boot anybody out here unless you cross that line. What is that line? I think you've been around me long enough. You know what the line is, and my mods, they know what the line is too. And I encourage you to watch a historic moment. That's something else I want to bring to your attention. This has never been done in United States history, ever. So we are all here tonight watching history. I know some other channels, they don't want to watch this stuff. They say it's just dragging it out. Well, good. Then don't watch it. You don't have to. The rest of us, again, this is history. This is something that I want to watch, so that when my kids or my grandkids ask me about it, I'm going to say that night I was right there live on YouTube, live on Rumble, or live on Twitter, putting it out there, live on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and share it out. Listen to the lyrics of this song, folks. Listen to the lyrics of the song. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that song. Pretty powerful song. I am an American. I fight for the rights. What a powerful song. Please join us on these other platforms. You can yeah, you definitely could call this a storm right now. You definitely could say this is a storm. Now, whether it's the storm that some people believe is happening or not happening doesn't matter to me, but this is definitely a storm in somebody's life, meaning Donald J. Trump. He is walking through the fire for us. So, again, please join us on the other platforms. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on True Social. You can find me on Rumble. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me here on YouTube. Do me a favor. Thanks for joining us this evening. Hit that like button. It's so important that you do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us yet. And more importantly, for all of those who can share this video out while we're live right now, there's David Harris Jr. in the background, that bald-headed, beautiful black man with the beard. That is David Harris Jr. He is always in Mar-a-Lago. I think he's pretty tight with Trump. Anyway, share this out, especially while we're live. If you guys just take a quick moment, I promise you, you're not going to miss anything with Trump. He'll be a few minutes here. If you share these videos out on any of these platforms while we're live, other people will pick them up, and boom, next thing you know, we got a party going on and we're celebrating history. I don't think Trump has anything to worry about. I think he's got this in the bag. Just my own personal opinion. There is no new evidence. Other experts, legal experts, have already said there's not enough evidence to convict this man. So again, it's a political play in my opinion. It's a political play. They are weaponizing law enforcement, just like they weaponized law enforcement against the J6ers. They are doing this to a president. Okay. Plain and simple. I see a lot of new names in chat. It's good to see you guys tonight. Barbara G and Jaggy, good to see you guys. A lot of new names, maybe old names. Maybe you guys haven't been around for a while. We're still here. We're still kicking. We really haven't done anything different. We've just been taken down so many times on YouTube. We bounced around a few times. So we're here. And we're also on Rumble. We're also on Facebook. So if you can't find us for some reason on YouTube, you can always find us on, and you can always find us over there on Facebook. So it's good to see you guys. Barbara G says, I'm not new. That's okay. You're new to me tonight. I haven't seen your name for a long time. So that means you're new to me. And we're just glad that you're here to share this monumental moment in history. At no time in U.S. history has Donald J. Trump, any president ever been indicted or arrested. This is the one and only Donald J. Hey, Vicky Combs Turner over on Facebook. Good to see you. Please don't forget to hit the like button, share this out, subscribe. It's time to unite. It's time to take this country back. Pray for DJT. Pray for the conservative movement. Pray for all Americans. Yeah, the lighting there is not good, Mar-a-Lago. Basically, they have. Here we go.
Please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
Buckle up. Buckle up. The next president of the United States. That deal was sealed today.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston.
That's my president.
New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be.
If Donald Trump is your president, put some hearts. Put some hearts in the chat. Take that, YouTube. Take that. Look at all those hearts. God bless Donald Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody. We have to save our country. God.
Woo!
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
Yes.
From the beginning, the Democrats spied on my campaign. Remember that?
Yep.
They attacked me with an onslaught of fraudulent investigations. Russia, Russia, Russia. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Impeachment hoax number 1. Impeachment hoax number 2. The illegal and unconstitutional raid on Mar-a-Lago, right here. The lying to the FISA courts, the FBI and DOJ relentlessly pursuing Republicans. The unconstitutional changes to election laws by not getting approvals from state legislators. The millions of votes illegally stuffed into ballot boxes and all caught on government cameras.
We're getting taken down for that one.
Just recently, the FBI and DOJ in collusion with Twitter and Facebook in order not to say anything bad about the Hunter Biden laptop from hell, which exposes the Biden family as criminals and which, according to the pollsters, would have made a 17-point difference in the election result. We needed a lot less than that, like about 16.9. It would have been in our favor, not my favor, our favor, because our country is going to hell. And we remember the 51 intelligence agents who said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. It didn't exist. It was Russian disinformation. Remember that? And that was all confirmed strongly by the FBI when they all knew that it wasn't Russian disinformation. And so much more. Our elections were like those of a third world country. And now this massive election interference at a scale never seen before in our country, beginning with the radical left, George Soros-backed prosecutor Alvin Bragg of New York, who campaigned on the fact that he would get President Trump. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. This is a guy campaigning. You want to get President Trump at any cost, and this before he knew anything about me, didn't know a thing about me. He was campaigning. As it turns out, virtually everybody that has looked at this case, including rhinos and even hardcore Democrats, say there is no crime and that it should never have been brought. Never have been brought. Everybody. Even people that aren't big fans have said it. They said this is not the right thing to do. It's an insult to our country, as the world is already laughing at us for so many other reasons, like our open borders, our incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan, where we left behind American citizens, $85 billion worth of the best military equipment in the world, lost 13 magnificent young lives, and far too many to mention that are so badly hurt with the loss of arms and legs and facial obliteration. The most embarrassing time in our country's history, in my opinion. Then our give up on energy independence and even energy dominant. We're going to be dominant within 6 months, more than any other nation ×2. We had this all just 3 years ago, our raging Crime statistics, if you look in Democrat-run cities, numbers the likes of which we have never seen before. The open threats by various countries of the use of nuclear weapons, something never mentioned or discussed by outside nations during the Trump administration, and which could very well lead under the Biden administration's leadership to an all-out nuclear World War III can happen. We're not very far away from it, believe it or not. An economy that has been crippled by the biggest inflation we have seen in more than 60 years, and a military that I used to defeat ISIS in 4 weeks. They said it would take 4 years. 4 weeks. To kill al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, that has now gone woke at the top levels by trying to indoctrinate everyone down to the lowest ranking patriot.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have the 45th president of the United States who received $75 million votes, which is more than any sitting president in the history of our country. And in the wings, they've got a local racist Democrat district attorney in Atlanta who is doing everything in her power to indict me over an absolutely perfect phone call, even more perfect than the one I made with the president of Ukraine. Remember, I kept saying that's a perfect call. This one was more perfect. Nobody said, sir, you shouldn't say that. Many people on the phone or hung up in disgust because of something I inappropriately said, because nothing was said wrong. In fact, at the end of the call, we agreed to continue our conversation about election fraud, specifically in Georgia, at a later time. Many people on the phone, including lots of lawyers, nobody found anything wrong with that perfect call until a book promotion tour many months later. All of a sudden they say, you know, I remember Trump making a call. Let's look at that. This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately. Then you have a radical left lunatic.
I just wanted to show you the chat real quick.
Who is harassing hundreds of my people day after day over the boxes hoax. You know, the boxes hoax, as we call it. Just so everyone knows, I come under what's known as the Presidential Records Act, which was designed and approved by Congress long ago just for this reason. Under the Act, I'm supposed to negotiate with NARA, the National Archives and Records Administration, which as of this date is a radical left troublemaking organization that red flags the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights as dangerous and triggering. Can you imagine? This is what we have to deal with. But there is no criminality under the Presidential Records Act. That is not what it's all about. We were negotiating in very good faith, proper way, in order to return some or all of the documents that I openly and in very plain sight brought with me to Mar-a-Lago from our beautiful White House, just as virtually every other president has done in the past. When FBI and DOJ officials with NARA were here, I told my lawyer to show them the very secure storage room in which they were locked. The FBI's sole request in writing was, could you please put another lock on the door?
Yep.
We immediately complied. It's a lot different than the Biden situation, isn't it? The next thing I know, we were raided by many gun-toting FBI agents who took whatever they wanted, including my passports and medical records. Everybody was in shock. Nobody had ever heard of such a raid before. Can't even believe it. Who would think that that could happen today?
Exactly.
I immediately thought of the Fourth Amendment that protects against unreasonable search and seizure. But they did it anyway because our justice system has become lawless. They're using it now, in addition to everything else, to win elections. Apparently, they're not looking at me through the view of the Non-Criminal Presidential Records Act. They came up with a new one. This is a new one. And they're looking at me through the Espionage Act. Think of that. How does that sound? Of 1917, where the penalty is death. Even though that has absolutely nothing to do with openly taking boxes of documents and mostly clothing and other things to my home, which President Obama has done, the Bushes have done, Jimmy Carter's done, Ronald Reagan has done. Everybody's done. In fact, Hillary Clinton got rid of 33,000.
Yes.
emails. That was okay. But nobody's done it like Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
This lunatic special prosecutor named Jack Smith, I wonder what it was prior to a change, who others of his ilk say he's even worse than they are, is only looking at Trump, yet Joe Biden took massive amounts more documents, even removed many boxes to Chinatown. You believe that? Just got $10 million from China. Where did that come from? I guess they were banking on Hunter's expertise. And had others stored in unsecured offices in Pennsylvania and strewn all over his garage floor, where his now very famous Corvette is also stored. All over the floor, including classified documents. But that's okay. Perhaps most importantly, he has 1,850 boxes in Delaware, which he is refusing to give up. But isn't that real obstruction? That's obstruction. As president, I have the right to declassify documents. And the process is automatic. If I take them with me, it's automatic. Declassify. Biden was vice president. He had absolutely no right to declassify as vice president. He doesn't come under the Non-Criminal Presidential Records Act. He comes under the very criminal Federal Records Act, unfortunately for him, but it's not going to matter because they don't follow the law, which has very severe penalties. He had classified documents that he took while he was a senator, which is absolutely inexcusable. And other senators, including Democrats, are outraged. But he's not being harassed and hounded like the people who work for me are. In fact, they seem to have forgotten about his documents entirely. So many, thousands and thousands. It's okay with him. They like to say that I'm obstructing, which I'm not, because I was working with NARA very nicely until the raid on my home. But Biden is obstructing by making it impossible to get the 1,850 boxes or explain why many documents were located in Chinatown. Can't explain it. Why were they in Chinatown? I don't know. Lastly, I'm under investigation. This time a civil investigation by another racist in reverse, who also campaigned on, I will get Trump. I will get him. This was her campaign. Never ran for office. I will get him. Her name is Letitia James. And she proclaimed while campaigning, quote, I look forward to going into the office of the Attorney General every single day, suing him, and then going home. Before she knew me. She announced, what is fueling my soul right now is Trump. And that she had her eyes on Trump Tower. Those eyes are focused on Trump Tower. Didn't know the young lady. She even assured her supporters in an election promise that we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally. And then she claimed that I was an illegitimate president. Think of it. With all we did on energy, with all we did on the military, on taxes, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history, right to try, people able to get drugs now that aren't approved. Hopefully you don't have that problem. Letitia James vowed to use every area of the law to, quote, investigate President Trump and his business transactions. Those transactions are going to be investigated, she said. And that of her family and his family. Because we're going after his family, and we're going after them hard. This is all before entering office and all before knowing anything at all about me, but she's going to get me. This is why, along with unrelenting crime, so many people and companies are leaving New York. She said that I falsified my financial statements, but in fact we're proving and will prove that my financial statements were substantially more than we submitted, not less. And in all cases have a strong disclaimer clause in them which tells the institutions that may look at that if they want to, not to rely on the statement. But they've got a problem with their case because, number one, I'm very underleveraged. They can't believe it. All the stuff they read and gave. And have very little debt relative to the value of assets. And importantly, not one bank has lost even $1. She was investigating me to save banks. They have very good lawyers. But they didn't lose $1 with us during this period of time. In fact, the banks we're talking about made almost $200 million off Donald Trump, and they liked me very much. We never missed a payment, never got a default notice, had a great relationship with all of them. I don't need banks. We have a lot of cash. I built a great business with my family, built a fantastic business. Woo! Woo! Son here who's done a great job, and I have another son here who's done a great job. Woo! And Ivanka and Barron will be great someday. He's tall, and he's smart, but I have a great family, and they've done a fantastic job, and we appreciate it very much. They've done it. So she's suing me over banks that weren't defrauded, when she should be focused on violent crime that's driving people out of the state. This is a persecution, not an investigation. She's put our family through hell. It's cost hundreds of millions of dollars to defend, but our heads are held very, very high. They want to settle the case, but I want no part of that. So here we are now. It's where we were today, in a city that was so great just 4 or 5 years ago. But now we're there. Spend time there today, as you possibly read, with a local failed district attorney charging a former president of the United States for the first time in history, on a basis that every single pundit and legal analyst said, there is no case. There's no case.
Yes.
They kept saying, there's no case. Virtually everyone. But it's far worse than that, because he knew there was no case. That's why last week he delayed for a month and then immediately took that back and threw this ridiculous indictment together. Came out today, everybody said, this is not really an indictment, there's nothing here. My lawyers came to me and they said, there's nothing here, they're not even saying what you did. The criminal is the district attorney because he illegally leaked massive amounts of grand jury information, for which he should be prosecuted, or at a minimum, he should resign. And Alvin Bragg's wife confirmed a report that claimed her husband has Trump nailed on felonies. She has since locked down her Twitter account. His chief prosecutor, who represented the Democrats and crooked Hillary Clinton, and a firm run by Chuck Schumer's brother, Robert. He quit the firm in order to go to work in the DA office in order to get Trump. Can you imagine that? Hillary Clinton's lawyer, Democrat firm. Ultimately, he quit as chief prosecutor because Bragg didn't think he had a case. Think of that same guy that brought this ridiculous thing today. Yet during his investigation, this prosecutor named Mark Pomerantz wrote and published a book saying all sorts of privileged things and has been very strongly reprimanded. He was reprimanded so strongly. I've never seen anything like it. That's probably the end of it. But what he did was probably very illegal. But he was very, very strongly reprimanded. Even District Attorney Bragg was furious with him. They were having a tremendous fight in the office because of it. But hope is never lost because various prosecutors in the DA's office also quit because they thought President Trump was being treated very unfairly. How about that? Isn't that great? Oh, I love them. I'd like to meet them. I'd like to meet them. The DA's office even had a web page. Meet the team of executives who have done this to President Trump. That was the title. Isn't that nice? They immediately had to take it down. Meanwhile, overall crime in New York was up 30% last year. Much more than that the year before, with felony assaults, robberies, and burglaries all up by massive, massive numbers. Not the same place that I know, not the same place that you know. And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge with a Trump-hating wife and family whose daughter worked for Kamala Harris and now receives money from the Biden-Harris campaign and a lot of it. We recently had another trial, and the same judge told the fine man who worked for me for many, many years that if you admit your guilt, you will be in jail for 90 days. But if you don't, if we go through a trial and you're found guilty, you're going away for 10 years and maybe longer, which for a 75-year-old man with a great family really means life. What the prosecutors and judge did to that man, I will never forget, because it's right out of the old Soviet Union. That's where we are. They said, you say anything about Trump, meaning that's bad, and you won't even have to serve the 90 days. You'll walk free. And they say that to many of my employees. We have this Jack Smith lunatic threatening people every single day through his representatives. They're threatening jail terms. But talk about Trump and you'll go free. This is where we are as a nation. Who would have thought? They can't beat us at the ballot box, so they try and beat us through the law. That's the country in which we live, however, right now. The USA is a mess. Our economy is crashing. Inflation is out of control. Russia has joined with China. Can you believe that? Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea have formed together as a menacing and destructive coalition. Would have never happened if I were your president. Would never have happened. Nor would Russia attacking Ukraine have happened. All of those lives would be saved. All of those beautiful cities would be standing. Our currency is crashing and will soon no longer be the world standard, which will be our greatest defeat, frankly, in 200 years. There will be no defeat like that. That will take us away from being even a great power. If you took the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States and added them up, they would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden administration have done. Incredibly, we are now a failing nation. We are a nation in decline. And now these radical left lunatics want to interfere with our elections by using law enforcement. We can't let that happen. With all of this being said, and with a very dark cloud over our beloved country, I have no doubt, nevertheless, that we will make America great again. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Does he not look like a president that's ready to go to war? He's ready to fight. He's got a focus about him. He's definitely ready to go to battle. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. As soon as I stop broadcasting this, we are going to go back to the live show. I'm going to take live callers tonight. If you'd like to call in and pledge your support for Donald Trump, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that tonight. So hold on just a second. Let me turn my camera back on. There we are. I'm going to drop the link here in just a minute. If you would like to call in tonight, pledge your support for Donald J. Trump. I'm going to give you that opportunity. It can be just a quick comment. I'll take as many of them as I can get tonight. If you choose to do that before we get out of here. What a great president. He kept his cool. He didn't let emotions dictate his intelligence. He just simply put out the facts. He simply put out the facts. And it's right. They haven't done anything about Hillary Clinton. They haven't done anything about Joe Biden and his document fiasco. They wipe all that right under the rug. Here's something else that's very interesting. Two of the prosecutors vowed on the campaign trail that if you vote for me, I will get Trump. Very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting that was their campaign slogan. If you vote for me, I'll get Trump. Hello, Michael Gale. It's good to see you, brother. Thank you, Gina Curtis, for the coffee tonight. I appreciate that. It definitely means a lot to me. More than you know. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Her comment is, just started following you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate the coffee. Again, two prosecutors say, if you vote for me, I will get Trump. So here's some other interesting stuff that I picked up from Right Side Broadcasting earlier today. Did you guys know that this DA, Braggs, actually shut the entire city down just for this indictment, just for this arraignment for Donald Trump? They shut the whole city down. Did you realize that they brought in an extra, I want to say it was around 30,000 or 38,000 police officers just for today for the arraignment? Did you know that by the time they're done, they're going to end up spending over $200 million? $200 million for people in New York for their tax money, for citizens of the state of New York. $200 million to indict Donald Trump. I don't know. I would think $200 million would go a lot further somewhere else. That's just a lot of money. You know, we've had people in the past listening to us out of the great state of New York. So I would be furious with that. But that's some of the numbers that I found out today. Did you know that there are no extra or surprising evidence in this case? Again, I told you guys at the beginning of the show. Hi, Michael Gill. I'm gonna drop the link here in a minute, Michael. If you want to call in, anybody wants to call in, and just like I said, pledge your support for Trump. There's the link. Call in, make a quick comment if you want. Hop out. But there's no new evidence. There have already been previous prosecutors that said there is not enough evidence to even prosecute this man. There is nothing even in the evidence that even basically points the finger at him. Again, it's nothing less than weaponizing a law enforcement, the law enforcement to just go after your political opponent. That's what it is. They're scared to death that Donald Trump is going to win a third time in 2024 and become president of the United States again. And like I said earlier today in the earlier broadcast, imagine how much Donald Trump has learned, not only just in the first campaign and the first 4 years of his first term, but imagine how much he has learned in this last 2 years. So moving forward as our next president of the United States, I think he's going to be a lot quicker at things. I think he's going to have be very cautious about people he surrounds himself with. I think he's going to get done a whole lot more, especially if we can also land the Senate. We've got the House. We need the Senate. So if Republican House and Donald Trump back in office, that could be some really good news for Americans, right? Notice what he said. I know you guys are all about comms. Some of you are all about comms. You're looking at the flags. You're looking at the lapels. But listen to what he said. If I was your president, this wouldn't happen. So remember, if you're going to pay attention to things, make sure you pay attention to everything. I know I, for a long time, thought that Donald Trump was still president of the United States. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that Joe Biden is president of the United States, but I do believe that Donald Trump will win a third term, basically. This should have been his. And we got to be careful what we say. We get taken down. I'm probably going to have to take this down anyway for the stuff that he said. He's really good at getting me taken down. I actually quit playing Trump live because of some of the things he put out there to get me taken down. Well, I'll drop the link one more time. If anybody wants to call in and pledge their support for Donald Trump, there's the link. You can call in. Love to have you up here real quick and just let us know if you support him, don't support him. I know I do. I don't always agree with him. I know that really irritates people when I don't agree with everything that Donald Trump does. There's nothing wrong with that. There is no perfect person. I am like-minded, but I'm also an individual. So there are certain things that I believe in or don't believe in, and there are things that I don't agree with his stances on. And one of them happens to be the sickness. I just don't agree that he pushed that for so long. I mean, he's not saying too much about it now, but I just don't agree with it. Mimi says that she is for President Trump. Anybody want to call in and say that on air? All optics, Mike. He is in CIC time. Will show and reveal all his gods. David, yeah, well, you know, some people don't even know if that's the real Trump. At least, hey, that's okay. I believe that's the real Trump. I believe that's the real Joe Biden. Hey, sometimes this stuff can be awful fun, right? I'm not gonna knock anybody for what you want to believe in. For me, I gotta keep my feet grounded on reality, man. And it's this is gonna be a battle. Believe me, I think I think they'll pull out all the stops, which I thought they couldn't pull out anymore after 2020, and they did again in 2022. He even said, and did you hear what he said when he said that when they tried to get him on espionage, that the penalty for that is death? Did you guys pick up on that? I did. Lori says, I'm on my phone. I don't know if I can call in on my phone. Well, you can. It sometimes it's a little difficult, but it is possible. I've actually ran Restream on my phone when I was traveling, so I know it is possible. I know it's possible. Well, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so before you jet out of here. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us. Share this video out if you can. I don't know how long it'll be up on YouTube. I may take it down here shortly. There's just a lot of things that were said that will definitely get me strikes and get me taken down. Rumble went down. I told you guys. Rumble exploded. It imploded on itself. Rumble went down during the live. I got some messages on it. I went on and tried to get back on Rumble. It said, sorry, this website's down. Rumble took a huge hit tonight. But that's because they were just overwhelmed by so many people that wanted to hear Donald Trump speak. Now, I haven't wanted to hear Donald Trump speak in quite a while. I'm being very honest with you. Especially at the rallies, it was the same old speech over and over and over again. So I checked out for quite a while because, I mean, once you've heard it, you don't have to hear it again, right? But I was excited tonight. I was excited to do this live with you guys. I was excited to hear Trump speak because it was something new. It was something fresh. Yeah, he went over some of the same old stuff, but he seems to be a little more fired up than usual. I believe that too, Michael Gill. I believe that too, brother. I believe that he tried his very best to surround himself with experts in their field, and they gave him information that was not correct. It was not scientific. As your president of the United States, he pushed that narrative because, hey, they're the experts. I get it. I understand that. But the fact is once all the proof started coming out, where I differ from Trump is the fact that once the proof really started coming out and we were showing that none of this stuff was good for anyone, he still kept like on the outer edges of it, saying, well, go ahead. And I know everybody says, well, he didn't use certain words, which meant therapeutics. Hey, it's not good enough for me. If you're bold enough to come on national television like he did tonight and call it for what it is and call people out, then dang it, he's good enough to get on national television and call the sickness for what it is. You can't dance around that issue. Just can't. So that's the one thing I'm disappointed in Donald Trump for, but that doesn't mean I don't support him. That doesn't mean I don't still like the man. That does not mean that I don't think that he's the greatest president of all time. It just means I disagree. I disagree with that. Yeah, Liberty Cowgirl. I agree too. It was just over and over again. It was the same speech pretty much, almost word for word. That's why I got tired of playing him live, and he'd get me taken down anyway. But he seems like he's a little more fired up tonight, and rightfully so. I mean, he basically just got arrested, right? You have to look at it that way. He's basically the first president in U.S. history that's ever been arrested for BS. It's all BS. They don't have a case, and I think they really stepped in it. I think they stepped in the biggest steaming pile of elephant crap. I don't even know how you could even miss that pile. It's so big, and they walked right through it. And I think he's got them all by the nads, to tell you the truth. I think he's got them all by the nads. And so here's something. Again, I'll drop the link one more time. I really wish a couple of people would just call in and say hello. That'd be great. Here's something to think about. Donald Trump becomes president of the United States again, November of 2024. We win back the Senate. So now we have the House and we have the Senate and we have Donald Trump as president of the United States. Do not run a campaign where you say, if you vote me in as president like he did in 2016, if you vote me in as president, you would be arrested, Hillary Clinton. Do not say that unless you mean it. So if Donald Trump on the campaign trail says, if you vote me in, I'll grab Hunter, I'll grab Joey, I'll grab whoever, then you better do it. And maybe he will. I don't know. I would beg him to do that. I would beg him that, hey, if they're going to hold you and me, the J6ers, conservatives, Republicans, Trumpers, MAGAs, all to a certain standard, then dang it, you hold them to the same standard. Is that pile of elephant droppings Nadler size? Great comment there, Tennessee. Great comment. Oh, thank you, Ira, for buying me some coffees. We are strong together. Yes, we are. Thank you so much for those coffees. I really appreciate it. I do try to work hard for you guys here. I know that we haven't been doing lives in quite a while. I'm really enjoying this coming back live stuff. Now I just need a few call-ins, and we'd be right back to the old LWN, giving people an opportunity and a platform to speak their minds, to give us what they think is going on. And you know, we've gotten away from that for quite a while. I really enjoy doing the pre-records because it works really good with my schedule. But you know what? I think I'm gonna cut things back a little bit maybe and start doing a few more lives. This is a lot of fun. All right, we got a caller. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening? Are you there, Kathy? She's trying. There you are. Go ahead, Kathy. We can hear you. If you can hear me, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Not working as usual.
No, we can hear you. I give you a thumbs up. We can hear you. Just talk.
As usual, it's not working.
No, you're good.
I hate Restream.
Yeah, I'm looking at new software here, hopefully soon. We could hear you, Kathy. You might not have been able to hear me, but we could hear you. So she'll jump back into chat. I'm getting rid of Restream here as soon as I possibly can. I know a lot of people like StreamYard. You know, I might hop over on StreamYard for a little bit until the Ecamm system I want to get. Ecamm is the cat's meow. It's the new software out there. I really need it. Obviously, I need better internet too, which Starlink's coming too. I'm going to get Starlink and I'm going to get Ecamm. I'm getting rid of Restream, but we could hear you, Kathy. You might not have been able to hear me, but that's why I was giving you a thumbs up. But thanks for the try. Appreciate it. And Restream seems to always have issues. So anyway, I think that's going to be about it. I think I'm going to head to the gym. It sure is good to see you back in here, Michael Gill. You have been missed, brother. You have definitely been missed. It's nice to see new names, nice to see old names in chat. And we're going to get back at it. Like I said, I'm going to start doing some live call-ins, give you guys an opportunity. To speak. It won't be a panel, just so you guys know. There won't be a panel. It'll just be, I give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, jump up here, say what's on your mind, and hop off. Yeah, we're glad you didn't swear either, Kathy. Kathy says, glad I didn't swear on it. I could hear you. That's why I was giving you a thumbs up, but I guess you weren't getting my sign language. All right. Tennessee Ridge Runner. Thank you so much for the coffees, brother. Really appreciate it. Tennessee Ridge Runner says, MAGA proud, Mr. T is my president. There you have it. Well said, Tennessee Ridge Runner. Appreciate the coffees. MAGA proud, Mr. T is my president. Amen. Mr. T is my president too. I think what has happened with this whole deal is I think this is going to catapult Mr. T so far ahead of everyone else, including Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis wasn't really too much of a challenge. They were trying to make it a challenge. But the polls are stating that Trump is like 52%, and DeSantis was back like 32%, so he was down 20 points. I think this right here probably just catapulted Trump up to like 80%, and everyone else is just in the dust, right? Hey, there's my mom over there on Facebook. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mom. I think you just missed Trump, just so you know, if you're just now jumping in. All right. Well, like I said, I do miss doing these live shows. I do miss interacting with chat and having live callers. So Ron is shooting himself in the foot. Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to much of what he's put out lately, and that may be. But I still think that Donald Trump has it hands down. Just my opinion. We'll start seeing it all. I mean, this is going to be the greatest show on earth, to be honest with you. Think about how the stage is set. And I'm not talking conspiracy theories right now. I'm just talking reality. The stage is set for the greatest show on the earth. You have got Donald Trump, who is the first president in U.S. history that's ever been indicted and arrested. He's going on the campaign trail to run for president of the United States in 2024. He's going up against Ron DeSantis. He's going up against Crazy Poopy Pants Joe. This is going to be a wild, wild ride to the finish line November of 2024. Now, that's just my thoughts. I think the debates are going to be crazy wild. I mean, think about it. They're going to come after him and say, well, you were just arrested. I can only imagine some of the back and forth, the debating. If the Democrats choose to debate, we might have another Joe Biden stay in the basement. Honestly, because they know that they can't beat the man. They already know they cannot beat Donald Trump. So if Poopy Pants Biden decides to run again, I'm sure he'll probably just stay in the White House. Never leave, and if they replace him with somebody else to run, like Big Mike or something, which I'm paying attention to all that stuff, that'll be fireworks, right? I hope Trump can still do rallies. He'll still do rallies, Michael Gale. I promise you. Those rallies. Now that they did this to Donald Trump, man, I couldn't imagine how big some of these rallies may be. Very well could be some of the biggest numbers that we've ever seen for Trump rallies moving forward. I mean, think about this. The man, since they indicted him, he's raised $8 million. And since 3 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time, he raised over $2 million. So he is now somewhere between $10 and $12 million just since they've indicted him. Think about every time one of these stupid Democrats decide that they're going to go on a gun rant and take our guns. Remember every time Obama went out and said that he was going to take our guns from us? The arms sales went through the ceiling, 200-300%. Right? Donald Trump is a genius, and he is going to use every bit of this to his advantage. I mean, he will. This is going to be the greatest show on earth. I'm telling you, there will always be idiots. Why is frustrating as in. fundraising has increased. Um, people people get attached to their wallets through emotion. That's true. People will purchase items emotionally. They'll see a hot red Corvette, they got to have it, right? So they'll go buy it, or a really nice Harley. Me, I like GMC Denali jacked up trucks with with a Duramax or a Jeep. We emotionally buy. We see a boat, we just got to have the boat. I know I got a lot of friends that emotionally buy when it comes to snowmobiles, right? People will donate to causes when you run a commercial with a bunch of skinny dogs, and say that the Humane Society needs help feeding dogs, and people get emotionally attached and they whip out their wallets, right? People get attached with Donald Trump. When he gets attacked, they donate to his campaign. When we're looking at the economy right now, they're ushering in this month, which some people are saying it may be delayed now, the CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency. People will get emotional about that. They reach out to me. They call me to purchase silver. People get scared and they want to secure their retirements and their 401ks. So finances a lot of times are tied to our emotions. Now, there are people out there that don't have any emotions and they can think logically, and they're millionaires, some of them. They don't allow their emotions to dictate their intelligence, so they save really well. They don't spend money where they don't need to. But I think typically a lot of people are emotional spenders. Just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I just see a lot of that, and I've done it personally myself as well. So gun grabs, it's an emotion, or gun sales are emotional when people say they're going to take our Second Amendment right. And when you beat up on Donald Trump, he starts collecting a lot of money. So again, he's going to spew, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but every chance he can get to get in front of a camera and spew out what they're doing to him, those dollar signs are going to start rolling in. Like the guy will, he'll secure a lot of money for his campaign, and he's already so wealthy he doesn't really need that money anyway. But he'll do it. Yeah, he's always talking about fake Biden. Biden is, whether you believe Biden is an actor or CGI or whatever you want to believe, the fact of the matter is, for me, for reality, for Joe Biden, I agree with Ruth on the fact that Joe Biden is a shell of a man. Whether that's the real Biden, not the real Biden. I've looked at pictures where it doesn't look anything like each other, but again, I'm not an expert when it comes to stuff like that. And maybe it is the real Biden. I don't know. I personally don't know. But he is obviously not a real person because he's got dementia. He is a shell of a man. He can't walk upstairs. He can't ride a bike. He can't speak. He turns around on stage, starts shaking hands with shaking hands with air. He starts talking to people that aren't there. That is not the real Joe Biden of old. That's the best way for me to put it. That is not the real Joe Biden of old. He's a shell of a man. It's almost what do they call that? Senior abuse. I mean, seriously. If that would have been Donald Trump, they would have already enacted the 25th Amendment on him. Like, boom, that quick. They already wanted cognitive testing during the campaign trail of 2019 and 2020. They wanted him to take cognitive tests. Remember, Nancy Pelosi was worried that he had the codes to the football. And she wanted a cognitive test. But yet when we called for a cognitive test for Joe Biden, we haven't received one yet. Have we? Yeah, he called his sister his wife. There's so many gaffes when it comes to that guy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Bonnie Stevenson, thank you so much for the coffee. I appreciate it. Thank you for the coffee. Much, much appreciated. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. Again, and I'm going to bring you guys more live shows with call-ins. It's been such a wonderful day, honestly. We went live earlier today and watched the arraignment of Donald Trump. We went 3 hours. Here we are a little over an hour and 20 minutes tonight. Biden is definitely a joke. I agree with you 100%, Lori. His entire administration is horrible. The defense secretary should step down and resign. General Milley should also step down and resign immediately. They're all horrible. The health secretary is horrible. You name it. We have had nothing but dumpster fire after dumpster fire. All right, we got Beth on with us. How's it going, Beth?
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And you know what? You look good and you sound even better.
Well, you know what? I had to go pick up my thyroid today. And I don't know if it was the red hat, the autographed sweatshirt, or the open carry, but nobody bothered me.
That's awesome.
But Donald Trump is my president all day, every day.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you for having the courage to call in and put that statement out on live television. I think that's absolutely awesome. I love the autographed shirt. I love the red hat. I love the fact that you open carry. Obviously, nobody's going to mess with you. That is really cool. Real quick before you hop off of here, and I'll drop the link for anyone else that has the courage like Beth. I thank you so much for being the first one to hop up here. But tell us, what state do you live in and why your state means the most to you?
Well, I live in Oregon right now. It's not really my state, and the governor of Kotex there is not my governor. My state doesn't mean a whole lot. It's beautiful here, but the politics totally suck.
Yeah, Oregon is a very liberal state. But here is something that you may not know, Beth. So I'm going to run this by you real quick. There's the link for anyone who wants to hop up. I'll stay on for as long as people want to call in. But here's something that I want to tell you, Beth. It was October, I think it was around October 27th or 28th of 2020. It was roughly 4 or 5 days before the big event on November 3rd of 2020, right? I had a business meeting over there in Bend, Oregon, an absolutely gorgeous place, gorgeous town, mountains all around, just beautiful. And of course, I'm here in the great state of Idaho, so it's not that far away. But at that time, I lived in North Dakota. I was working in North Dakota. Me and my business partner had a business meeting with a friend of his over in Bend, Oregon to do some work. So I drove home to Idaho, and then my business partner flew out. I picked him up in Boise, and together we drove to Bend, Oregon. Now, I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. From the time that I left North Dakota all the way to Bend, Oregon, I don't know, it was probably close to 2,000 miles one way, roughly, give or take. That whole time I was on the highway cruising through town after town after town after town. I know that you can't predict an election. I know that you can't say, well, that doesn't prove that he won. But I saw nothing but Trump sign after Trump sign after Trump sign after Trump sign. I also counted how many Biden signs I had. Do you know that I counted on one hand how many Biden signs I seen in over 4,000 miles? I saw 3. I saw 1 in Montana and 2 while I was in Oregon. That was it. So, you know, I know that we say that California is a liberal state. I know we say Washington and Oregon are very liberal too, but I'm telling you, I think that conservatism is very strong in California. I believe California swung Trump in 2020. And I think that Oregon and Washington are very conservative as well. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah. I live in a small town, a small college town here, and it's mostly conservative as well. It's the big cities like Portland and Eugene. They're the only two that swing the state. Everybody else here is full conservative. California is the same way. I grew up in Northern California, and then grew my family up in Central California, and it's the same way there. It's the big cities, but everybody's very conservative there. Here too.
That's why they want to get rid of the electoral college, because if you really look at a map, if you really look at population density, you would see that there's about 5 cities in America that would always vote a Democrat president. You're talking New York, you're talking Chicago, you're talking San Francisco, Los Angeles, probably Portland, Seattle. I know that's 6. There's probably a couple more in there I'm missing out on. But just by those demographics, just by New York City, Los Angeles, LA, those populations, if we went with just the general election and not the electoral college, there would never be a Republican president ever voted in office ever again. Your thoughts on the electoral college?
Well, I agree that we need to get rid of the electoral. I don't know. It's like I said, it's the big cities. Everybody else here is conservative. California's the same way. Eugene and Portland are the 2 big ones here. And Portland's a mess. Portland used to be beautiful, but Portland's as bad as Seattle with all the Antifa and the BLM garbage. And you'll probably just get taken down now, huh? Sorry.
I'm not worried about it anymore. But here's the thing. I believe that every state in America is probably 80% or more conservative. Again, it's just those 5 or 6 or 7 huge, massive cities that hold the most population that would always win in a general election. I don't know if people realize this or not. I think it needs to be reformed, but I believe the Electoral College was set up to where every 400,000 people had one representative. That's how the Electoral College works. Again, a democracy versus a republic. I have stated this before. I've told the story about an island. You have 3 men in on it and 2 women. A democracy is mob rule. So as long as you have the majority, which is 3 men, vote sex on the island with the women, and you only have 2 women, they'll win every time. That's democracy. What a republic is the men have 1 vote because they're a group, and the women have 1 vote because they're a group. And if you have a yes and a no, then that's all null and void, and everybody wins except for the men. So that's the difference between a democracy and a republic. And that's why I believe the Electoral College is so important, is it because it gives us representation by a certain population, 400,000, instead of the general election. Just my thoughts on that, Beth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will let you go. Thanks, Mike. Talking soon.
All right. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate the courage of calling in tonight. I know that Restream can be challenging to people at times. I promise you that's just going to get better. I'm going to either go over to Restream for a minute until I can get my hands on the eCam system is what I'm really shooting for. So when we get to that point, this whole thing is going to look completely different. It'll be a whole lot. We'll be leveling up again. It'll be very, very professional. So anyway, thank you, Beth, for calling in. I really appreciate that. There you have it. Beth is from Oregon, and she does support Donald Trump. He is her president. She make no mistake. Don't mess with Beth. She's got a red hat on. She's got her autographed sweatshirt of Donald Trump, and she carries. So that's somebody that you don't want to mess with. All right, folks. I guess no one else is going to call in tonight. That's okay. We'll get used to this again. We'll start having more callers than I have time to deal with. We gotta knock the rust off of it, right? We got to knock the rust off of it and move forward. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. Excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here and head to the gym. and finish my night out. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the coffees. Don't forget, before you jam out of here, hit that like button if you haven't already done it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us. And more importantly, share this video out. God bless you, and catch you on the next one.
Hoping for a sincere performance, but open to finding the moment, to finding out where I'm headed now. Looking for a sign of disaster, so I can make it there faster. I'm weighing the consequences out. I can see in all directions. It's all open to interpretation, but I see colors that are breaking from the other side, the other side. When I make mountains out of summer trails, when I buckle under all the details, I'll keep going till I make it to the other side, the other side. Can you tell me the secret of how you can take it or leave it? How you can blend in with the crowd? I'm so scared, so damn afraid to look. I'm so sick of talking. I'm wearing the words out, words out. I can see in all directions. It's all open to interpretation, but I see colors that are breaking from the other side, the other side. When I make mountains out of summer trails, when I buckle under all the details, I'll keep going till I make it to the other side, the other side. When it feels like everyone's out to get me, I see the river on the back of my